Hello Scorpio, I hope you're doing well. So I'm going to be doing your November reading from the 3rd to the 16th. I'll also do a second half of November as well. This is just a general reading, so if it doesn't resonate with you or you don't want to take on the messages, that's totally fine. You don't have to. It's just a general reading. I will also be doing a basic sort of overview of what's going to be happening. Again, it might not apply to everybody, but I do try to, find as many interpretations as possible. So I've already shuffled, so what I'll do is just pull the cards. So we have got Seven of Wands, the Chariot, Justice, Knave of Swords, Eight of Wands, Nine of Cups, and an overall clarifier for the deck, Eight of Cups. So this overall clarifier, Eight of Cups, is where, you have to sort of give up on this idea of success that you thought you had. This is actually through quite a lot of the other readings as well, so this is not just you. I think this is kind of, for me, I interpret this as like pulling down a foundation of something. So it's like, you always thought that something was very stable in your life and perhaps it's not. So, for some of you, you might be going through a bit of disruption. It's not always a bad thing though, because sometimes this disruption is what is needed. The fact that we've got these weeds doing it is very natural disruption. So this is where it's not success that is taken away from you. You choose to leave the success. You choose to abandon it. So this is maybe a disruption that comes to you from your own choice, which is actually, I suppose, better because it gives you a bit more of a sense of personal power in that kind of respect. Knave of Swords in reverse. So you can see this. We can see that she didn't have much clarity. There's a bit of shockingness going on here. So this is what it's like in reverse. Knave of Swords to me is really all about being a bit more active and vigilant. So to have it in reverse is that you're feeling a bit sluggish. You're not the only one that's going to be feeling like this. Aries is feeling like it, Taurus, but I think Cancer as well. There's a lot of star signs this November that are feeling very sluggish. There is not much sort of there's just not much activity, which I think is really interesting, because I think because maybe you're feeling slightly bored or there isn't any activity, that kind of gives you the motivation to push to be more, because we've got the Chariot, which is kind of the opposite. This is where you move really quickly. So the Chariot is the fastest card in the deck. This is where you do get success. And do you know what I always see this as? Like revenge. When somebody's fucked you over, it's like, I'm going to get some vengeance on you. I'm going to show you that I am more successful than you ever thought I could be. So perhaps you choose to, for some of you, maybe leave a job that's not treating you well, and then you say, I'm going to stick it to you, and you get something better. You might go through that period where, you've kind of made that choice, and it's okay to be sad when you've made the right decision. Like, sometimes I've made the right decision because I feel sad. Eight of Cups, right? So you have abandoned some kind of success. Then the Knave of Swords in reverse is where, I feel sluggish, I don't really know what to do. And then you get second wind, and then Chariot moves quickly. This can also apply to a lot of things in your life. If there's something that you're really desiring, when it comes to especially love, this can move quickly. And I like that idea about what I was just saying about, sticking it to somebody, because we have this Justice card. You might be dealing with a Libra as well. This can mean many things. This could also be, for a few of you, you're leaving a relationship, and, you've kind of been feeling like you should leave it for quite a while. And there's a little bit of back and forth, and then ultimately you're the one that has the upper hand in the situation. So I think what I'm getting here is you're actually going to have the upper hand in whatever situation that you're going to be dealing with, really. Because that Justice card is really about, getting that balance and that harmony. And it's also about, equality and being rewarded. So again, kind of after having some disruption, there will be a balance. So you're not going to be off kilter forever. So this equilibrium will kind of be restored. So I like that those kind of work together in tandem, really. You've also got Seven of Wands. This also came up in some of the readings. Seven of Wands is, again, success. This is where you get the upper hand, you get the advantage. So can you see that overall, this kind of deck is really pointing towards the fact that you are gaining something. You might be overcoming a challenge, which actually this generally means, because you can see this water coming down, attacking this beaver. You are going to have to overcome a challenge, but in the end, you are going to gain that advantage. So there's a bit of strategy involved here where you sort of start to, manipulate things a bit more. I was saying about with that Chariot card, kind of taking one over. You are going to be gaining the upper hand in this situation. Eight of Wands. So we've got 7 and we've got 8. Eight of Wands is kind of really cooperates that Chariot with speed. This is a very speedy card. This is also where you make a decision that you probably haven't put much thought into. So you're just like, you know what, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make the decision. So again, maybe you are like, but you know what, I don't like you. I'm going to leave this relationship. I'm going to leave this job. I'm going to be really, really kind of very much, I think for you, it's really interesting because of Scorpio, because it is so close to Libra, you know, sometimes that indecisiveness pushes over. So I think what you try to do is push back on that and you try to be even more decisive. And I think Scorpios are just so incredibly powerful and intelligent. And they're also very manipulative in some kind of respects. Not all, of course, this is a sweeping statement. But I think a lot of Scorpios that I've met, they're very strategic and they really do know how to get the advantage. So I think this is really perfect for this kind of reading. And then finally we got 9 of Cups in reverse. So that's what it looks like normally. And reverse. So 9 of Cups normally means success and advantage. And I have it upside down and saying, you know, there is a period just before we're getting all this that is turned upside down. So, you know, you are going to be going through a disruption where somebody tries to steal your thunder, tries to steal your success and your advantage. But we know from that Chariot and that Justice card that that's not going to happen. So again, there's a little bit of tension going on here, which, you know, kind of keeps things fun. But it might be difficult for some of you having to overcome this challenge and kind of having to, you know, for some of you, it might affect your wealth, it might affect your money, but it's not going to be too bad because, again, we've got this Justice card, so we know there's going to be balance, and we're not going to be in the shit for too long. So overall, you're going to be dealing, I generally see for most of you that it's where you are taking the choice to leave something in your life that is not serving you anymore. And this doesn't have to be physical. This could be in the mind as well, where you're like, no, I'm going to stop thinking about this particular thing in order for me to gain that advantage. Because when you stop giving power to somebody, you ultimately are the one that wins, aren't you? So I think that can apply to quite a lot of people in this situation. But overall, you're going to have the one up on whoever is in your life that's trying to screw you over. So that was your reading. I hope it made sense and it maybe applies to some of you. If you like it, please like and comment, and thank you very much.